We're going to get started today sitting in an easy position with your legs crossed, your legs out in front, or feel free to sit with your legs scissored if that feels better for you. We're going to begin with a little breathing exercise just to bring ourselves to the here and now as a kind of grounding way to let the rest of the day melt away and focus on the present moment. So closing the eyes, softening the shoulders, allowing the face to relax. We're just going to take our awareness to our breath and feel the cool air flowing into the body and the warm air flowing out of the body. And we're just going to follow the breath, just feeling the rise and fall of the body naturally with the air, maybe noticing which areas of the body expand with the inhale and allow the body to relax with each exhale. And to develop a greater awareness of this breath moving through the body, I'd like you to place your right hand on your lower abdomen, kind of around the tummy button area. And I'd like you to feel the hand rise and fall with the breath. So breathing in deeply, feel the abdomen rise with the inhale and relax with the exhale. And let's just repeat that a few more times. Just feeling the body really expand with the breath as you breathe in. And exhale, feel the body just relax with the exhale. And as runners, we really need our breath. And becoming aware of this ability to breathe deeply allows us to access the full range of our breath and the full capacity of our lungs as we go. So let's take a couple more breaths like that. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. One last time, nice big inhale. And a full exhale. Great. Let's release the hands, drop the chin, open the eyes, and just allow the light to come back into the body. From here, I'd like you to move to a tabletop position. If you're sitting on a cushion, just move it to one side. Place the hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll prepare for a few rounds of the cat-cow sequence. So we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, round the back like a cat, dropping the head between the arms and look back towards the legs, feeling this nice curve of the spine. As you inhale, feel the spine move in the opposite direction as you lift the heart center, look forward, and the tailbone reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, round the back like a cat. Breathing out fully. Inhale, flex the spine, not forcing anything, and just look forward as the spine moves in the opposite direction. Exhale, stretch like a cat, dropping the head between the arms, and maybe just slightly moving the shoulders from left to right, feeling a little bit of more space between the shoulder blades. Come to center, inhale, look forward, feeling the spine move in the opposite direction, and then exhale, come back to cat, and move the hips now slowly from left to right, just feeling a little bit more space as you move gently. Come back to center, inhale, lift the heart center, take the tailbone up towards the sky, and then slowly come back to a neutral spine in a flat tabletop position. From here, I'd like you to sink your hips back and make your way slowly to child's pose with the knees nice and wide. Stretch the hands out along the mat in front of you, about shoulder width apart. Stretch the fingers wide across the mat and press the palms into the floor for a little bit of an active stretch through the upper arm and the shoulders. Sink the tailbone away from the hands, so down towards your feet. And feel this nice opening as you actively stretch out the upper back. Take a couple of breaths here. As you inhale deeply, you might feel the back of the ribs expand. And as you exhale, just let everything go and sink a little closer towards the ground now. And just relax the arms, relax the hands. Maybe even rest the forehead on the ground, or draw the hands in, place them on top of each other, and just rest the forehead on the stacked hands. From here, relax the shoulders, maybe wiggle them from left to right a little, and allow the hips to sink a little closer towards the heels. Good. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lift the head slowly and slide the hands out and take them over to the right hand side of the mat, just pressing them again into the floor, just like you did as they were in front of you, but this time we're getting a nice side stretch. So feel the stretch, hopefully down the left side of the body into the top of the left hip. Press the hands actively into the ground, take a big inhale, and then exhale, just release that stretch, passively sinking down towards the ground here for a moment. Take a couple of breaths. And then slowly begin to walk the hands over to the left. And again, repeat the process. Actively press the hands into the floor as you draw the hips away from the hands and feel an opening down through the right side now, through the underside of the right arm into the right rib cage and the top of the right hip. Press the hands into the floor, take one more inhale, and then exhale, just release everything down to the ground. Just melting towards the floor for a moment. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, lift the head and walk the hands back to the mat, the middle of the mat. Draw the hands in and come to kneeling. And just sitting here for a moment, notice how we've got a nice flex for the top of the foot we have the whole time that we've been in child's pose. And that's great for just beginning to open up the feet and the ankles. We're going to come forward onto our hands, tuck the toes and just give them a little shake from side to side to let the blood flow through the heels for a moment. Then we're going to tuck the toes under and sit back. Just make sure, look at your toes to make sure they're not getting squished underneath you. So just encourage all the toes to face forward and then sit back on your heels for a nice deep stretch for the plantar fascia and the toes. Now if this feels quite intense, come forward onto your hands and just take a little bit of the pressure off by leaning into your arms. Again, this is a great stretch for the feet, but we can build up slowly to come in here by repeating this on a weekly basis and holding it for a little bit longer each time. So just take it easy today. This is just week one. This is really beneficial for the feet no matter how long you do it for. So release the feet from the stretch, give them a shake out, let the blood flow back through the joints, and even tap the top of the feet on the floor for a minute. Then sit back on the heels again, take the hands behind you, and as you drift back, allow the knees to gently lift up off the floor so you feel a good stretch for the front of the shins and the top of the ankles. We'll hold for a minute. You can always come down, of course, whenever you'd like to. But this is a good one to include in your rotation. Release the knees to the floor, keep the hands where they are, maybe turn the hands to face back so the fingers are pointing behind you. Press the hands into the floor, lift the hips and squeeze the shoulder blades together underneath you. So we're getting into a half camel pose, really opening up the front of the body, getting into the hip flexors and the quads. Let's breathe nice and deeply for a couple of rounds here. Good, and then slowly release everything, come back to kneeling, come forward into tabletop again, and again, just allow the feet to move from side to side, kind of like windscreen wipers, just to let the blood flow back through the feet. From here, we're going to step the right foot up in front of us and come into a low lunge with our hands on our right knee. From here, we're just going to slowly sink forward, sinking the hips down towards the ground. Keep the ankle on the floor, maybe getting a little stretch through the back of the right leg, and then come back up. You can keep the hands on the hips if that feels better. You may feel a gentle opening through this left quad and hamstring. We're not going too deep into this, we're going to kind of keep it moving. Good. The right foot is your anchor here, and then come back to a nice vertical position. From here, sweep the arms up overhead. And you can look up at the hands, which may challenge your balance a little, or you can look forward. So feel the core activating just to help you stabilize in this position. And then we're going to bring the right hand to the hip and take the left arm over for a side stretch. So reach through the left fingertips. Feel that nice opening through the left hip flexor into the top of the hip. Nice big inhale and exhale. Come back to center. Sweep both arms up overhead again and reaching up, leading with the center of your heart. Look up and then reach back for a mini back bend. Looking for a nice gentle curve. Inhale and then exhale. Sweep the hands down around the right foot. And we're going to come into a little sequence for the hips and the hamstrings. So keeping the hands on the ground, you could always add blocks under the hands here if you like. We're going to slowly begin to move the hips forward and back. Right now, I'm not going too far back and I'm keeping my right knee fairly close to my right armpit. I'm just kind of warming up that right hip a little. Good. Do that a couple more times. And then come forward and walk the foot forward a little bit. And as you draw the hands back, sink the hips back to lengthen out this right leg. Now, if your hamstrings are pretty tight, like mine and like most runners, you probably want to keep a little micro bend in the right knee. And what we're going to do is flow forward and then back for the hamstring stretch. So we'll just do that 4 or 5 times. As you move, try to keep the spine long and the heart center lifted to avoid collapsing. So we want to think of length through the spine the whole time, so your airways are nice and open. Let's take the hips all the way back, and from here we can do a couple of things to access different areas of the ankle and the hamstring. You can begin to draw the foot towards you to deepen the stretch for the back of the leg, keeping a micro bend in that knee. And then you can point the foot away to get into the front of the shin. So you can flex and point the foot. And you can take the foot from right to left, kind of doing a windscreen wiper motion, noticing where you feel it, maybe in the hip, maybe in the hamstrings. And then you can also do some circles, which is great for ankle mobility, going around in one direction a few times, and then changing the direction. Good. And then come all the way forward. Bring the hands to the inside of the right foot. Walk the right foot out to the outer edge of the mat. And then let the knee just roll out for a little bit of a hip opener. And we're not going to go too deep here. We're just encouraging some gentle opening to the side. If you do have great range of motion in your hips, you may be able to come down onto your forearms. But don't worry. Something to work towards, and this is still a great opener for the hip. Awesome. Okay, let's walk that right foot back. Take the right foot back and just sit into a kneeling position for a moment so you can kind of become aware of the difference between the right and the left now. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmer, nice movement into this right hip. So let's try the second side. Take the left foot forward. And we're just going to come all the way forward for a moment with support in our hands here. So we're not putting too much weight into the ankle and the knee. We're just gently encouraging a little bit of flexion in the back of the left ankle. Come back. I'm not going too deeply into the hamstring stretch either here. My left knee is fairly close to my left ankle. Good. And just notice if the left side feels any different to the right side. It's pretty normal for one side to feel different. Good, then come up and we're going to bring our hands to top of the left thigh in this low lunge position. And from here, we're going to lift the arms up so you can get into this right hip flexor. Lift, reach and stretch. Maybe feel your core working here to help you balance. Really ground that left foot into the floor for stability. Inhale, lift, and then bring the left hand to the left hip. I nearly went to the other side. Take the right arm over for a nice side stretch. And again, we're not trying to kind of wiggle the hips around here too much. We're really trying to focus onto the outside edge of the rib cage, finding length there. So inhale, exhale deeply, feeling a nice opening again through this right side. And then come to center, sweep both arms up overhead and reach up and back for a little bit of a back bend, lifting through the heart center, a nice curve. Good, and then come all the way down and bring the hands around that left foot, sorry. We're going to come into the hamstring stretch. So we're going to slowly draw the hips back, slide the hands back, and really try to keep the hips straight. Sometimes they might kind of swing around, but we want to kind of make it dynamic at first by coming forward and back. And not going too deeply into the hamstring stretch, but really think of the heart center as lifting and the spine as lengthening, so we avoid this rounding of the back as much as possible. Good. And then come all the way back, and again keep a little micro bend in the knees. You might need to wiggle your foot around to find the best place for you to access the hamstring stretch. Now you can draw the toes towards you or point and flex them away, or kind of just keep moving between the two, depending on what feels best for your body today. And we can also take the foot from left to right, getting into the hamstrings, into the hips, and then do some circles with the left foot. Really great for ankle mobility, and go in both directions with those circles. Good. Come all the way forward, bring the hands to the inside of the left foot, and let the foot go out to the outer edge of the mat. From here, just gently let the left leg roll out to the side. Just encouraging some opening into that left hip. As runners, we're often really stuck in that forward position, so this just allows a little bit of opening to get out of that rigid setup. Good, walk the foot back into the middle. Slide the left foot back, sit back on the heels, come to kneeling, and just close the eyes for a minute to scan from the crown of the head down through the body and feel the nice warmth you've generated just through some gentle exercises and some gentle yoga asana today. Open the eyes and come down. We're going to come to sitting for a moment. Scoot forward on your mat so you've got lots of space to roll down onto your back. And from here, hug your knees into your chest by just wrapping your arms around the shins of the knees and rock from side to side, from right to left. A little massage for the back. And then place one hand on each kneecap. Let the knees kind of drop away and do some circles with the knees in the air, just letting the hands guide them around a few times in one direction and then go back in the opposite direction. Good. And then bring the knees together, place the feet on the floor. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left. Sit up, but take hold of the shins, the ankles or the feet. And then release your head and shoulders to the ground as you draw the knees in towards you. Now this is a great hip opener and a great hip stretch for the outside of the right hip. And there are a couple of variations you can add in. We can wiggle the feet around, we can lower the feet up and down, or we can just slowly begin to draw the feet towards us for a deeper stretch. And you can hold here. This is a great way to get into the hips without the pressure of sitting on the ground. So as you can see, we're kind of upside down, which is great for runners to release a bit of pressure from your hard working legs. Take one more breath here. And then release the hands, but keep the legs crossed and place the bottom foot, so your left foot, on the floor. Take the arms out to the side at about shoulder width, placing the palms on the ground for some support, and let the legs roll over to the left. So you're coming into a spinal twist, and look over your right arm for a nice full twist from the right shoulder through to the right hip. Close the eyes if you like as we begin to just slow down a little. Relax the face, feel the twist in the body, relax the legs, and take a couple of rounds of breath here. Good. Inhale, and then as you exhale, lift the knees up using your core, uncross the right leg and switch over to the other side. Cross the left leg over. Sit up and extend the arms down to grab hold of the shins, the ankles or the feet. And then release your head and shoulders back to the ground and draw the legs in towards you. Now again, notice where you feel the stretch I can feel it in the outside of my left hip a little more intensely than the right side. And you can also add in some variations. You can kind of wiggle the feet up and down, or move the knees up and down, move from side to side. Or just gently draw those knees closer in towards you to go a little deeper into the stretch. Good. So from here, release the hands, release the feet, and place the bottom right foot on the ground. Stretch the arms out along the floor at about shoulder height with hands facing down, the palms facing down. So you can release the knees over to the right for the spinal twist and turn your face to look out over your left arm. Again, relax the shoulders, close the eyes, and just allow the twist to really help the body add in some rotation and become comfortable with rotation. Relax the legs, let them feel heavy, and take a few rounds of breathing here for a moment. Good. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, use the core to lift the legs back to the center. Uncross the legs. So now we've got our feet and our knees together. Hug the knees back into the chest. And this time, wrap your arms around the shins and draw yourself into a tiny ball, just gently rocking from side to side, giving yourself one little last massage against the ground. And then release yourself down to the floor and get ready for Shavasana and a nice relaxation. You can allow the knees to fall out to the side and bring the soles of the feet together. The back of the hands rest on the ground so the palms face up. Or you can stretch the legs out along the ground in front of you. And again, let the feet relax now so the feet fall out to the side. If your shoulder blades feel a little uncomfortable, press the back of the head into the ground and lift the shoulders up so you can slide them a little closer together underneath you and place them back down on the ground. If you still feel any sensations in the lower back, hug the knees into the chest and just give yourself a little massage again. Just stretching out the lower back one last time. So when we're in Shavasana and we feel comfortable, let's close the eyes and just allow gravity to hold us for a minute. Allow the body to melt against the ground. And really use this allow the body to move into this mode of restoring, recharging, and recovering. Feel the breath soften and falling into its very natural pattern. And if the mind starts to wander, just guide your awareness to your breath, to the inhale and the exhale, and just follow that as we lay here. And take your awareness for a moment to the top of your head and just begin to scan down through the body, consciously letting go of any remnants of tension that might be left in the shoulders, the wrists, the hands, the back, the pelvis, the knees, the calf muscles, the ankles, and the feet, all the way down to the tips of the toes, releasing, relaxing, and letting the ground support you. Take your awareness to your face. Allow the brow to soften, the cheekbones to melt, and the jaw to relax too. Feel the eyes heavy in their sockets, and the tongue just gently fall to the floor of the mouth. and you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like to. However, if you're ready to start moving, we're going to slowly bring some movement to the fingers and toes. And then take a full body stretch, reaching the arms overhead and pointing and flexing the toes away from us. Bring the arms and the legs in, bending the knees, and then just roll over slightly, slowly to your right hand side. From here, press the hands into the floor as you come up to sitting and open the eyes. And come back to sitting comfortably as you did at the beginning of today's practice. And let's take a moment to be thankful for this time. Let's bring our hands together in a prayer position at our heart center. Thank you for joining us in this week 1 of Yoga for Trail Runners. I look forward to seeing you next time. The runner in me honors the runner